to Creative Moments by G. I'm Georgia and I have another paper pumpkin alternative for you. You are really going to like this one. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? Let's head down to the design table and let me show you what it looks like, and then let's get started creating one that's just a little bit different, but it's really special. Okay, so see this card right here? It's just from Scraps, and I'm going to show you how we did that in just a minute. But I want to show you how it opens up. This uses the card from the kit. We just have a little bit of matting at the bottom, and we used our saying. Take out this Zfold that they give you in the paper pumpkin. The first thing you'll have to do is score this card just a little bit differently because of what we're going to use in this card, and it's a secret until the very end. Maybe you can guess what we're going to do. It's a mystery card! Oh my goodness! So you're going to put it in your trimmer, and you are just going to score it at 1/8, right from the first fold, right here. So now pay attention to where that is. It's closest to this mint macaroon, and you're just going to score it 1/8 on the other side because you're going to need that because it creates a little folder for you right here. So go ahead and score that. Crease it on both sides. And now we are ready to go ahead and glue this down. So I'm going to get out my silicone mat, and I am just going to get my wet glue and glue this down because I don't need the Z-fold. I just need the top of it because we are going to use our scraps, and you are going to see how we're going to do this. It is so neat, and it actually turns out to be a little gift for someone. So here we have it. Now the next step that we're going to do, you need to make sure that you fold that completely under, because you'll see why in just a minute. You need to take a colored ribbon. I personally like this because it really matches the colors that we're going to use, because we will be just simply cutting a strip. Because remember, these are our scraps. And you might ask, well, how do you get the scraps? Well, while this dries, we're just going to get out our little bucket of all these scraps, and we're going to take some Whisper White. And then we're going to take what my sister and I like to call as our little gumdrop tree. And we are going to take whatever color you want to take for your 3 different colors. Now we are using Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, and Mint Macaroon. That's what we're going to use. And let me show you how you need to stamp it. You just ink it up, and then you just stamp it on your paper and hold it down so you get all the ink. Pick it up again, ink it, and then you will overlap, but that's okay because you're going to cut strips and it won't matter. You won't even see that it is different. And there you go, you have that. Now you could stop there, but you might want to make 2, 3, 4 cards. So what I do is I just turn it over, and we create it and just grab it right there on the edge and stamp it down. And yes, it goes over a little bit, but once you have it cut into strips, you will not even notice that. And so, here we have it. The next thing you need to do is do that for all your colors. Go ahead and get that out of the way. And then you'll bring back your trimmer. I trimmed a couple of 1/4 of an inch. See, here it is. And I would do, say, another 1/4 of an inch because I'm using straight lines. I'm not using where they're not all the same size. And then I did 1/2 an inch, and I just went through this process and got all the strips that I needed. So this is how you get your strips. Next, we're going to go back to the card because it has adhered really well. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And now I'm just going to lay some glue down right here fold it over so that we don't get it on the edge of where we need to create that little binding. I'm going to start with just half of it because we don't want the glue to dry. So let's go ahead and just lay down some glue. And I just do this, okay, making sure that we get it on the sides. And then I'm just going to take a strip, and I like to do this one about halfway through the front of the card. So I think I need a little bit more glue because I want to get that on the halfway mark. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay it down and push it down. Now I'm going to pick the next color that I want, and I'm going to go ahead and pick a solid. So I'm going to really get it close, use my fingernails and get it close, and then I'm going to take one of the colors that we stamped. I'm going to get that, and then I'm just going to alternate the colors. I'm going to pick up the Calypso Coral, and then I'm going to pick up the stamped version of the scrap that we used, pushing it down all the while. And now we need the mint macaroon. So I'm just going to get that down, get the stamped version, and you just kind of weave this in and out, and then you just start back over. So I'm going to start over with, I'm going to use a little bit bigger one because we're getting close to the end. And I'm going to use our crushed curry. I'm going to bring in our stamped scrap. And we still have a little bit, and so we're just going to use this little bit of Calypso Coral. And there we have it. Now I'm just going to push down and making sure everything is the way we need it. Okay. So we can see that we have this on the back, right? So I'm going to go ahead and clip this so we can get this part, this top part done. And I'm just going to use my snips to run along the side and get it all cut off. And now here's our top part. And, okay. And there we have the top part. So pretty, right? Now, we're going to do the same thing to the bottom part. I'm going to go ahead and lay down the glue. My sister and I were thinking, and we just came up with this idea, and oh, I think you are really going to like it. Just a little gift that you could leave for someone, right? Now we're going to start with another color. We're going to start with our mint macaroon and just push it down. We're going to come in with our stamped scrappy piece of paper, push it down, and then we're going to end with our, I think we're going to end this time. Let's see if it will end it. That really won't, so I'm going to come in with the Calypso. And that way we only need one piece. So I'm just going to hold that down, and I'm going to open it up. And I'm just going to use my snips to snip off all the excess. And look at this. Now that guy came up just a little bit, but there we go. And here is our top part. Now we're not through yet because we need to add some layers down here. And I cut those layers, and remember all the dimensions will be listed below. So the first one I am going to set up on dimensionals. Actually, all of them we're going to set up on dimensionals. And go ahead and lay this down. Now I'm just going to open that up so that we get it centered exactly where we need it. Okay, and now the yellow one, the crushed curry, we need to get that one down. And then we're going to stamp the white piece of paper, and we're also going to do just a little bit of shading right around it because I think that really takes it to the next level. Instead of it looking one-dimensional, it looks you know, not quite as flat. So we're going to go ahead and get this one right here. And we're going to lay that down. And now on this one, we are going to use the Calypso Coral, and we're going to stamp the message. So we're just going to pick up some ink. We're going to just center it right in the middle and hold it for good contact. And there we have it. Now you can tell if you just lay this down just like this, it looks nice, but it kind of looks flat, right? So we want to go ahead and just give us a little bit of color, and we're going to take our dauber and just tap it off a little bit, and then just go around the edge just a little bit, just so it's not quite so flat. You don't want to put that much on it, but just a little bit. Okay, so next thing we need to do is add our dimensionals to the backing of this. Go ahead and use the same number, 5, because I think we really need that one in the middle so that it doesn't cave in on us, right? Especially if you're going to mail it in the mail and bring a smile to someone's face. You want to go ahead and give that extra little foundation, right? So we're going to go ahead and just put this right in the center. And there we have our little gift, but we're not through, right? Now, remember, we made this little edge right here, and what do you think that's going to be for? Mystery gift. What do you think? Let's see if you guessed right. We are going to put a little notepad. We're going to put it right at the top there. Look at that. Now, to do this, we're going to use some double-sided tape, and we are just going to put it right here on the top of this. And then we'll also put a little bit on the back of it to hold it, but just put it right here on the top. Okay, right there. And go ahead and remember the tip, you know, you really push it down hard. And now we're just going to put a little bit on the, let's put it in the middle like that, a little bit on the bottom, a little bit on the top so that it doesn't fall apart, and really push it down. And then we're going to use our Take Your Pick tool to get the backing off. And so because it's pushed down, you can just lift it off. Lift this one off, and then just lift this off with your Take Your Pick tool. And if it comes up, just right there. There we go. We're just going to push that down on either side. And then we're going to make sure we get it lined up exactly where we want it, right? So we're going to put it right in the middle. Right in the middle. And then fold it down. And look at this. Isn't that cute? We used the paper pumpkin kit from April. We used our scraps. You could always add a ribbon if you wanted. We love this design. We are going to make so many of these and just give it to our family. What do you think? If you had a little inspiration from today's video, please give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. And hey, don't forget to subscribe so you know when our next video is going to happen. Well, go out and have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, and be creative in your crafting. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.